Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and sometimes we get requests for topics, and this one is requested. It's how to deal with jealousy and trust issues in a relationship. This is not an unusual topic for countless people, so if you're looking for this, you're not among the few, you're among the many. And it's an important topic to understand, because in order to understand this and what to do, how to deal with these issues, it's very important for us to understand ourselves a little bit more. We go through school, we go through life, and no one teaches us these things. And I'm not blaming anybody. It's just that we learn all the mundane things in life, but we don't learn about ourselves. We don't learn about, for instance, that we're souls. That is set aside as a religious topic, but it is not. It's the truth. We're a soul, and we have a body, right? You have a body. How many times have you said, I am my body? You don't think of yourself as your body. You look at your body. You keep your body healthy, you keep it attractive, but you're not your body, you have one. And the same is true for your mind. You're not your mind. And the proof of that is that you are able to control it. And in fact, our courses for both men and women literally begin with how to master your mind. And I've created some incredible techniques and methods, but it's very important because we have this amazing gift called free will, and we use it for the stupidest little things when we could use it to keep ourselves in a constant state of happiness and feel love all the time. That's its potential, and it's not like a potential like, oh, you tell your kid, you could become president someday. No, this is your potential that you're supposed to exercise to master your mind. You're supposed to master your mind. The closest we come to that is as we're kids, we're told to control ourselves. What does that mean? So, what does it mean? How to deal with jealousy and trust issues is recognizing where jealousy and trust issues originate. They don't originate from the external behaviors of either your spouse or yourself. It's a little deeper than that. So you're a soul, you have a mind, and you have a body. Now the body is so easy to describe because it's a material body, it's biological. And we now have enough information. They didn't used to back in the day when Sigmund Freud and those guys were creating all these psycho-nonsensical things. They didn't have enough information. They didn't know about cells, and they didn't know about atoms and vibration and all of that. We do know about it now. And so we know, for instance, that the heart of every cell, of every living thing, is self-preservation, the drive to survive. It's how we know something is alive. So you have trillions of cells that comprise your body. They're intelligent. They can't think, but they're intelligent. They work together. They have their functions, and their main function is to survive. So they're pinging your mind. Let's put it that way. They're pinging your mind, but the body thinks of it as its mind, pinging the mind to watch out for everything. Take advantage of opportunities, and make sure that it exists, that it lives. And because we are highly advanced, the concept of existence incorporates a lot of things that are not primitive. For instance, you have to make money to live, so making sure you have a good job is in that context of survival. Do you see? Along with that, when you're married, there's always the fear, because we live in such an uncertain world, and we have these past histories, maybe past lives of abandonment, people leaving, people betraying, which is so common in the world, right? Betrayal, it's like constant, that the mind is fearful of deception, fearful of deceit, fearful of betrayal, fearful of all of these things, and it's telling the mind, be really on guard here, watch out, and it's indiscriminate in who it blames. It, the mind, I call it it, because it's not a living entity like you are. So the mind is constant, it sees itself as your first line of defense. And jealousy is part of that first line of defense. And trust issues are tied to that. And this is the mind operating on its own without you managing it as its supervisor and consciously defining occurrences for what they actually might be. But it goes deeper than that. You're not married to possess your husband or wife. You're married to love them. And again, this is a corruption of love by the mind, because the mind is perverse and wants to own your partner. But your partner cannot be owned. You didn't create your partner. Your partner is free. And you want them to be free. You want them to be free to express themselves as love. For you to get the most benefit from your marriage, you want them to freely express their love. You don't want to make them express their love only to you. Of course, you don't want them expressing their love to others, but that isn't the point. You don't want to confine them in the paradigm of you being their owner. So what you are supposed to be doing is taming your own mind, managing your own mind, not allowing it to interfere with their free will. How do you like it when your free will is interfered with? Sometimes it's so subtle we don't even know our free will is being interfered with because we're used to it. But it's sacred. Free will wasn't given to them by you. It was given to them by God. You don't get to mess with it. But what you do get to do, which is what marriage is all about, is you get to love them with all of your heart, mind, and soul. To freely, totally open up your heart. And guess what? When you do that, the chances of them looking at another man or looking at another woman is slim to none, because they are so fulfilled. You see, so it has a dual action going on here. And that's sort of an interesting way of deceiving, of beating this conundrum. The more you give without expectation, the more you're able to give that love, which is not even yours, it's God's, and the more they will respond in kind. Now, are they perfect? No. And so your mind will constantly pick up on their imperfections. Again, it's being driven by your bodily drive to survive instead of your soul's wisdom. Your soul's wisdom says, no worries. Your soul's wisdom says, love, love, ever-expanding love, ever-expanding joy. That's what your soul is saying constantly. But your mind. And so in our courses for both men and women, it's the very first thing we talk about is how to master your mind, how to remove the clutter of these, and they don't make you more secure. They don't. If you have jealousy and you have possessiveness born of trust issues, it acts as a deflector because it's setting up a barrier that they now have to deal with instead of just opening their heart to your open heart. It's a barrier that gets in the way of love and joy. So how you deal with it is by learning how to master your mind, learning how the mind works, learning about us, of what we are, learning how it all ties together. That's how you do it. You don't do it by doing this or doing that. You do it by recognizing that marriage is the biggest thing in your life, and it's worthy of your digging deep into it to understand it, understand yourself, understand your wife, understand your husband, for the sake of benefiting in ways that you cannot be benefited anywhere else. It's true. Marriage is amazing, but you got to know how to live it. It's just like a Ferrari is amazing. I once saw this video, you know how they go around on the internet, of this rich guy gave his son a brand new Ferrari, first car he ever had, and he was filming him drive it, and he stepped on the gas, and sure enough, he wrapped that sucker around a tree. You gotta know how to drive a Ferrari, or you can't enjoy it. Your marriage is even better than a Ferrari. Learn how so you get those benefits. Subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Leave a comment if you want. My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. We're here to serve you. Visit our website. God bless you and thank you for your time. Take care.